Hey guys, welcome to Pinterest in 10 minutes a day, where I am here to empower busy mom entrepreneurs take control of your online business, get your word out, share what you have to offer using Pinterest marketing in just 10 minutes a day. My goal is to teach you the ins and outs of do-it-yourself Pinterest marketing, share success stories, and provide actionable tips to help you grow your business using Pinterest. Let's get ready to learn and make the most out of your limited time and resources and start achieving big results. Today, I'm going to talk about creating high value content that actually resonates with your audience, because pins aren't just about aesthetics. They're actually about solving problems, inspiring action, and providing genuine value. Okay. So many people think of Pinterest as just image and looking at stuff that are pretty. That's not the case. And this is where a lot of pinners fall into traps. So I'm going to talk about two major flags that I see and a trend that you kind of want to stay away from so that you can create better value packed pins and stay away from the bad stuff. Because the whole goal, if you're going to be spending your time on any social media, is to draw results, get website traffic, and start making sales in your business. So I want you to think about Pinterest as the content providing educational tips, the pins providing stories that relate and you're able to learn from, actionable advice, and this is all wrapped in the eye-catching design, whether it's the pin image itself that they click on and go somewhere or the video on Pinterest. Okay, why does this matter? This is because Pinterest users are actually planners and dreamers. They are scrolling for ideas that enhance their lives. If somebody is bored, they sit down and they go to TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I'm not really up to date on a lot of the other social media apps, and they scroll to just kind of do mind numbing. But if somebody goes to Pinterest to scroll because they're looking for an idea, they're looking for recipe ideas, maybe ideas on setting up their baby room, maybe ideas on it's their first pregnancy and how to handle that, or looking up puppy toys or tricks. So if a user is on Pinterest, they are most likely on Pinterest with the intention of looking for something. Or if they are scrolling through Pinterest, everything in their home feed is related to pins that they've searched for. So even if they do happen to get on Pinterest to just scroll, all the pins that are coming in that algorithm are based off of keywords that they've already searched for and looked for help with in the past. Pinners are dreamers and pinners are planners. And this is why your pins aren't there to entertain. Your pins are there to add value and give advice. Okay, so stuffing your pins with keywords or clickbait type of things could help with your initial visibility, with your views and your impressions, but it's not actually going to drive those clicks and drive traffic to your website that can turn into a customer. Believe me, I have a pin that had gone viral and I got all kinds of traffic, but it wasn't actually a valuable pin that gave them any input, that it was just numbers, no email leads, no sales. It was just numbers. It looked great for stats, but it wasn't actually helping me with my business. Okay. So we're going to talk about some red flags. Search engines like Pinterest, they reward you on relevance and saves and clicks. So you definitely want to focus over quality over quantity of pins. So the first red flag are creating a ton of pins that lead directly to your sales page of either affiliate links, your courses, whatever, or directly to your opt-in page with a freebie. So it might seem efficient to create a pin and take them to your sales page, but the Pinterest platform prioritizes the user experience. And so if they're going to click on a pin that says 10 keto recipes and they get taken to an opt-in where you're asking for their email, they don't know you, but you're asking for their email to give them these 10 recipes, they're going to jump right back to Pinterest and they're going to click on a different pin where they're actually going to look at and see the recipes before you ask for their email advice. Okay. So if all of your pins are going directly to a sales page or an opt-in page before you give them any content, those pinners are going to jump right back because they're planners. They're not ready to buy yet. They're not ready to sell. They might not even be ready to give your email. And with all of those pinners bouncing back to Pinterest, is actually going to lower your profile. It's going to lower the pins because Pinterest is like, wow, people are clicking on these pins, but they're coming back awfully quick. They must not be getting the value that they want from that pin. And they're going to decrease your profile. They're going to quit showing your pins and they're, I don't know, shadow ban, whatever you want to call it. Right. Okay. So when you create pins right out of the gate that lead to sales pages and stuff, it's really pushy. And users want an impression. They want that value first before a cart or having to give you their email list. Okay. Even if if all your pins scream buy now, go here, sign up now, you're going to get flagged on Pinterest pretty quick. Okay. So instead, lead pins to value. Or if you want to lead a pin directly to your sales page, create a story pin type of thing where you're talking about this product and then say click to buy now or shop now. So you've already added them value in the video and added that. But if you're doing a static pin that goes directly to a sales page, you want to add some type of value first. Okay. So leading them to a podcast, leading them to a YouTube video, leading them to a blog post. And then in that podcast, YouTube video, blog post, promoting your affiliate links or your freebies or your offers is always a better route to go. Okay. You are building trust and then the sales will follow naturally behind that. Okay, the second flag you want to look at is repurposing Instagram. So if you've connected your Instagram account or your Shopify account directly to Pinterest and Pinterest is adding those pins for you, that is a red flag. So you can do that and it's fine. And Pinterest even lets you, but typically those pins don't actually give you the value because the Instagram pins are just images. You get a lot of views. You might even get saves. But if a pinner clicks over to Instagram, they're just going to get taken somewhere else and you're going to lose out on the opportunity of that lead. And then if Shopify is creating this pin directly to, again, a product that you're selling, and they're clicking on it and bouncing back because pinners are dreamers and planners, they don't want to be sold to right out of the gate. Okay. Instagram will post your content up there. And since Instagram is meant to consume, to read fast, to entertain, it's not targeted towards those planners. So if you do have your Instagram linked up and you really, really want to keep those pins there, I recommend hopping on Pinterest and editing the title and editing the description so it actually fits with Pinterest a lot better than just using the Instagram, whatever it carries over. Okay. And then one more thing is the common trend that I see is a lot of pins are just images without a link or images without any text over the top. And this is again, Instagram pulling in those images, Shopify, Etsy, where there's no text on the image because you're showing a picture of a product or something. Now you are missing out on a big chance of having keywords on that pin and optimizing those pins for the profile. They do really good. A lot of them will gain traction because they're beautiful images and their ideas. But if your goal as a business typically is to make money and earn money, you're not going to be getting clicks over to your website with those visual pins without having that text overlay and those keywords. Okay. So a lot of impressions from a pin can be nice, but if you find yourself getting impressions and no clicks or links, you're probably following some of these red flags and you really need to update and edit that strategy. Okay. So what do you need to have a value pack pin? One, you need to prioritize content and value. Okay. You need to prioritize pinning pins that lead to value, that solve problems over random images and things that just look cutie. Okay. The second thing is you want to be on brand. So you want to make sure the pins that you're pinning are related to your niche and related to your profile. If you are all about helping dog owners grow with their dog and do dog training tips, stop repinning cute hair tips. Okay. You want to make sure you are on brand with the content that you are pinning, repinning, saving, and adding to Pinterest. The third thing is you want to avoid direct sell links. So avoid pinning most of your content directly to a sales page, an opt-in page, that type of thing. Okay. You definitely want to add podcasts, blog posts, or even just a website homepage versus just asking for that email or asking for that money. Okay. The fourth thing is you want to customize for Pinterest. So if you do want to link up your Shopify, your Instagram, not your eBay, your Etsy, you want to make sure you're editing those, going back and editing them so that there's keywords or having a specific image that will carry over that has a text overlay already on the top. Those square images aren't the best, but if there is a text overlay on them, they will do better. And you also a text overlay that maybe says buy now. Then if a pinner clicks on it, they know they're going to be taken to checkout versus just a cute thing and then they're getting surprised because they're taken to checkout. Okay. The very last thing you want for your value pack pins is using text overlay. Okay. I know I've said it a lot, but having that text overlay, Pinterest is a visual platform. So the text overlay on your image, Pinterest will read that, and that's a keyword, as long as the keyword you type into the header and the description, okay? So it's really important to have that text overlay on those images. Again, you're gonna see all kinds of images on Pinterest that don't have a text overlay with great views and great saves, but if your goal is to get that traffic and make those sales, those pins won't lead them to you with just an image. You need that text overlay. Okay, let's end this with an action step. I want you to check out your pins, reevaluate your pins and see, have you fallen into some bad habits? Do they just link to sales page? Do you not have overlay on them? Are you just letting Pinterest be lazy and letting Instagram do all the pinning for you and you're not actually going in there with a strategy? If you need a Pinterest strategy, check out my last episode because I talked about your pinning strategy there. But I want you to reevaluate your pins, okay? And then I want you to see what pins are doing well. If you have a pin that has a ton of impressions, but not very many saves, or more importantly, clicks, see if you can recreate that pin. Use that same image that I took off, maybe add some text overlay and actually link it up to a blog post or a podcast that adds value and see if you can get that pin doing better and giving you that website traffic, okay? If you're looking for any help with strategy, with content, with Pinterest, I offer 1-hour strategy calls where we can cover any questions you have about your Pinterest profile strategy and how to connect your Pinterest with your business and really figure that out. I'm going to post a link down below. I absolutely love helping with power hours. There is so much information that you get out of that. And I would love to say thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, head on over to my free Facebook group called Woman on Pinterest. Ask your questions there. I will post the link down below as well. Bye for now.